Hello, and we're live. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2019. Completely spontaneously. I just finished one of my angel readings and I was feeling the flow and I decided to come live. So those of you that are going to be joining me today, how exciting. I'm very grateful. Completely spontaneous. However, there are messages that are going to be coming through today. And if you're here today, that's amazing because this is something that you can find useful and something that you might have been experiencing at this moment in time that can really bring you the clarity that you need. So I'm going to go ahead and share this out and then we'll get started. I'm going to be doing mini readings. Whew, it's already jumping out. Acceptance is a big one right now. Accepting how we feel, accepting how we're able to express our feelings and emotions, and also accepting others and where they're at in their level of awareness and abilities to express as well. So acceptance, a lot of people collectively are struggling with acceptance at this time in their own way and in their own situation and personal circumstance. So hey, lots of love. You guys caught me. Hey. It's totally spontaneous today, but I felt the flow, so here we are. Very exciting. I'm just going to share this out. Give me a minute. Acceptance, surrender to the divine, surrendering our unknown fears to what is to come, and completely surrendering to the universe in knowing and having complete faith in acting according to what feels true to us. That's for not only for ourselves, but for the ones that are around us and that we're surrounded by. So this is about reaching the goal of becoming not only the best version of ourselves, but also becoming the best version that we can be for not only ourselves, but with others as well. So that's important. Okay, let me share this out. If you haven't had a chance yet, check out my website, emotionalhealerclaudia.com. Be sure to sign up for a chance to win a free angel reading. Chris Gonzalez just won her free angel reading, and there definitely will be more to come. All right, post. So if you want a message for today, let me know. As well, whatever comes up in the topics that I will be discussing is meant for each and every one of us at this point in time. So I ask that you stay open to new ways of perceiving things, and also to be open to reflect on things that you may not have seen before today, okay, or that you may have not been awareness. So acceptance is what we're starting off with. That's the first card that jumped out. In a lot of life circumstances, acceptance really does give us that inner peace and helps us with minimizing suffering in our lives, especially when we're at a place where we're choosing to grow by facing our shit. Okay, that's beautiful. That's self-love. That's self-care. That's the best thing you can do, is being willing to face your own darkness, face your own shit, things that you can work on to better yourself, because that means that you are open to growth. And at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We're here to grow. We're here to learn about what love is, unconditional love. What does it look like and feel like within relationship dynamics? So we're all here to relearn what that is and what we need. We all need connection. We all desire it. That's just the nature of humans. So this is something that we also need to be aware of and also accept. So sometimes acceptance means accepting the unacceptable with grace. You are more than your body or mind. Love yourself completely and unconditionally. That's where it starts. Unconditional love is being able to face what you're feeling, how uncomfortable or painful it may be, because the only way through it is to feel it. And don't become the emotion. Instead, witness and observe the emotion that you're feeling so that you can process it without becoming the emotion. You see, because when we become the emotion, that blocks our clarity to see things for what they truly are. So this is why it's so important that when we're in a trigger state, or in other words, a heightened emotion, it's important for us to be able to allow ourselves to settle down and allow these heightened emotions to fade before we make any major decisions based on that. We have to wait till we just calm down and become more present before we decide to make any decisions, so that we can receive the clarity that we need to make the right decisions. So loving yourself completely and unconditionally, that's a big part of it. Nurturing your heart and soul, doing the things that you feel right. That includes compassion towards not only yourself, but others, right? So in finding your true self, you could just live happily ever after. At the end of the day, finding your true self is being your true authentic self. It's being able to express yourself authentically, which means what and how you truly feel to the ones that matter the most to you or to us. So accepting ourselves for who we are is where it starts. Accepting our journey and how far we've come, accepting the suffering and pain and challenges that have come along in this journey called life or Earth School. We're here to learn, we're here to grow through challenges, through life lessons. And what better way to get our attention than the painful way? Accident that we grow through pain. We grow through pain. That is if we choose to. See, at the end of the day, it comes down to choice, not chance, that leads us towards our destiny that we're meant to fulfill. It's the free will choice. And we each have it. We each have the right to choose which way we choose to go, which path we choose to take. And I always say, usually the more painful path is the righteous path, because the painful path is what opens up the doors to growth. So this is very important. This is something that I've learned and witnessed along my journey. And what a powerful tool indeed. Awareness is the most powerful tool you can hold within you to get you to the point or the goal towards becoming the best version of yourself. And it's about mastering it. It's about mastering not to react to our triggers, right? Because we all have wounds stemming from childhood, whether it's feeling unheard, or whether it's feeling misunderstood, or whether it's abandonment issues, or whatever the case is. We all have wounds that need to heal, which is fine. That's part of human nature and being here. So look at this. Your life is a magical journey. You are here to transform your dreams and passions into reality. We're here to transform our dreams and passions into reality. How do we know what our dreams and passions are? How do we get to that point of knowing? Well, you get to the point of knowing what your dreams and passions are when you become fully authentic and true within and towards yourself. That's the road to take to get you where you need to go, to explore and be curious about what exactly your passion is and where your passion will eventually lead you toward to it all, right? So that's key. As your experience grows, experience, I would say, as life experience, right? And I truly believe that wisdom stems from the heart, not so much the mind. Wisdom truly stems from the heart, because as you go through your challenges and as you grow through pain, you feel it. You feel the shift, you feel the transformation. So I truly feel that experience and growth and wisdom stems from the heart, and the mind follows suit. And it's finding that definitely have to work on patience with ourselves and others as well. Infinite possibilities await you. So as your experience grows, so does your soul. Isn't that the truth? Embrace this chance to soar. Believe in your own unique light. We each have to believe that we have a light to shine in this world. We each have a light to shine. We each have a candle to shine in our own creative way. It's about tapping into what that creative way is, that is the best way to express our own individuality. So we each have that. It's just a matter of, you know, going within and reflecting and really, you know, reflecting on yourself, talking to yourself, feeling what you want to feel and need to feel. Even what you don't want to feel, you should allow yourself to feel by just witnessing it, allowing it, allowing yourself to feel. Ooh, peace. First, find peace within. Nurture understanding for all beings. As we work to come together, united hand in hand, the radius expands. One person, one family, one community, and last, one world undivided. Starts with us. It starts with us. Everything does. Finding the peace within. Well, the best way to find peace within is to listen to what your within is saying. It's to listen to what your within is saying, your within, your heart, your soul. And sometimes it can be confusing because we become overwhelmed with emotion. But when we become overwhelmed with emotion, that is not a time to make a decision. That is a time to reflect and to digest what it is that we're feeling. You see? So life. This is interesting. I am a peace-loving girl who loves to live life to its fullest. This is the card that came out here. I wonder if time goes on forever. I hear happiness everywhere. I see through my heart and look deeper than others. I want to know everything. I am peace-loving girl who loves to live life to its fullest. It's almost like an affirmation. I pretend to be one with everything. I feel life beating inside me. I touch the world, yet reach for the clouds. I worry about everything. I cry over death. I am a peace-loving girl who loves to live life to its fullest. I understand as much as I can. I try to care. I hope to fulfill. Loving girl who loves to live life to its fullest. So girl or boy, nonetheless, this is a beautiful affirmation of life itself and the things that we go through and experience in life. This is almost like reminding me to remind everyone that confirmations are very powerful, and words, positive word manifestations are becoming more powerful through the heart. So this is a time to really start writing down our daily mantras and affirmations of positivity and what it is that you wish to desire in your life at this point in time. Writing out your confirmations of your heart's truest desires is key right now, because this is going to give you that focus of what you need to focus on versus what you shouldn't be focusing that's not serving you. Okay? Let me just say hello and acknowledge you guys. How are you? Lots of love and light. Lots of love. Hey, John. Hey, Deb. Hey, Peachy Peach. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you guys too so much. That's so much. Hello, Asali. How are you? Hello. Yeah, I came on totally random today, but hey, everything's divine timing and everything happens divinely. And, we make the best of it. So here we are. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, it's so great to catch you on live. Is too, so that worked out. That's great. I'm going to be pulling some cards today for you guys. Norma, hey, hun. Hi, my struggle. My emotions always get in the way. Yes, that's okay. It's a process, Norma. So remember I was saying to you today, you had mentioned you're still getting triggered by other people's actions and other people's triggers. So just know, just by you being aware of it is the first step. It's the first step that other people's trigger, another person's trigger, or their behavior is triggering you. So that's the first step. That's amazing. So now you really need to go just one step deeper and look at what are the behaviors and words used that are causing you to get triggered, which means heightened emotion and, wanting to react. So this is about mastering not reacting to triggers and just observing and right. So it seems to be like this is going to be the topic here today about accepting the triggers, accepting that when we do become triggered, and really what we can do about it, which is technically not react to it anymore, change the behavior, change the condition of what it used to be, right? Of reacting to our triggers and instead respond. And sometimes I always say it, sometimes the response is no response at all, depending on the circumstance, right? So it's about responding and witnessing our emotions and witnessing other people being triggered without getting involved or involving yourself, but instead to step away and give it a healing space, not only for yourself to protect your own energy, but also to protect the other person's energy and allowing without taking the burden upon yourself. So this is about, becoming aware of how we can use these daily life tools to assist us as everybody's at different stages of awareness. So we really have to remember this in order to accept when we're feeling misunderstood, or no matter what we say, the person that's triggered might not be seeing things for what they are, and they might be in a more negative state of perceiving. So we really have to understand where people are at in certain times and are triggered, so that we know what we need to do and to just step back a little bit and give that space so that we don't give an opportunity to get triggered ourselves. So it's about knowing and being aware of how to prevent the triggers when there is a trigger happening that's outside of ourselves, or outside of you. And it's about knowing how to handle when certain situations come up, to handle it for the best way possible and for the best and highest good of all involved. So that's important. Look at this. Like, as I'm looking at the cards, like it's making so much sense, and I'm going to just pull it. Drama. I don't want no drama. No, 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 no more drama. At the end of the day, I think we've all been there. And I think that, we've all been that drama queen at one point or another, if not all the time. But we have that one person that we're comfortable with, just to act like a complete drama queen for a few minutes, like, But nonetheless, drama, it can be very exhausting, and drama. I'm seeing in a lot of drama in a lot of different avenues and a lot of different aspects in people's lives. So we really have to understand how we can help drama instead of contributing to it, if that makes sense. So lights, camera, action. Guess what? You are the producer of the movie of your life. Oh, I've heard this before. You write the script, cast the characters, and call for action. As the director, you choose the storyline and sequence of events. If you're noticing unhealthy and destructive drama playing itself out in your life, know that nothing is written in stone. Ooh, this is a good reminder, right? Because there's a lot of us that might be feeling we're living a soap opera life around us or surrounding us or whatever the case. So it's about being able to stay balanced in the midst of chaos, okay? You can rewrite the story, edit out negative people, and even give it a happy ending. Remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. Whoa, that's deep. Today is the first day of your life, the rest of your life. So to me, that means being in the present moment. And at the end of the day, our past is the past. We cannot relive the past per se. We can recycle events and situations until we learn the lessons that we need to. Otherwise, we continue to recycle the pain patterns. So decisions. A lot of you are a lot of you are contemplating, doubting, stuck. Yes, no, maybe so. Stop, look, listen, read, ponder, remember. This way, that way. So a lot of people are not sure which way to take. Usually just remember, when things get tough, It doesn't necessarily mean taking the easier path is the right path, right? I always say that. I remind us, usually the hardest path is the righteous path. The truth is not always easy, but it doesn't mean that we're not meant to face it. The truth really does lead us down the path of authenticity, and it leads us down the path of an inner knowing that we've been fully and completely honest with ourselves and to the ones we love, and or with the ones we love. And at the end of the day, you can live with yourself and you can minimize the regrets in your life. Because at the end of the day, we want to die in the most peace way as possible with minimal and limited regrets as possible. I think that's something that, we all have in common. At the end of the day, no one asks for suffering or pain. It's a matter of how we deal and choose to face with courage the things that we need to, instead of suppress them. And suppression can lead to addiction, which is the next card. But look at this. Love is right next to it. Wow. Look at this. Addiction, love, self, sexuality. This. Whoo. Yeah. We find ourselves falling into addiction when feelings of emptiness and insecurity, failure, or lack of self-love creep deep within us. These emotions create a gaping hole in our souls. We seek things to satisfy the emptiness: food, alcohol, drugs, people, stuff, and more stuff. The more we try to escape, it is as if we are bound to something over which we have no control, and the hole becomes darker and deeper. So at the end of the day, addictions are a sense of a coping mechanism. And, this is something that's reality in fact. And this is something that we also have to accept with grace, because this is something that we can't necessarily change. However, the only thing that we can do is bring forth awareness as to the causes of the traumas that can lead to the coping mechanism of addiction. Is to get to the core wound of what caused the addiction, and ourselves instead of running from it. Because at the end of the day, we can't run away from ourselves. When we find ourselves acting in unhealthy ways, this is a huge warning sign. Realizing something is wrong and addressing these painful issues right away is important, rather than diverting to false moments of comfort. Oh, boom. Yeah. So many of us have either witnessed this within our family dynamics or our community dynamics, within our own lives. And everything has its two sides, right? Or the two sides of the coin. And the two sides I would say to addiction is, again, we talked about addiction, and it's a very popular topic because it's very real. And the two sides to addiction is this. It helps to cope. It helps to cope. Now, in saying that, there's a lot of people that have such severe addictions because of such severe traumas that they experienced, more than likely within their childhood or some point early on in their life. Could be a loss of a loved one, that can leave a person feeling broken. Okay. And I will say this, at some point or another, we will all experience what it is to feel emotionally broken. I can guarantee you that. If you have a heart and you're human, you will experience emotional brokenness. And it can happen to anyone in any which way that affects them individually. It could be a loss of a relationship, breakup. It could be a loss of a life event. It could be anything that can awaken you and just change your whole life in a matter of a moment. Transform your life, make a shift in your life that just makes you look at things a whole new different way. Most of the population in the world, in one way, shape, or form, is emotionally broken and is healing. So, or broken pieces of self due to trauma and wounding that they're not aware of, but we are becoming aware of it, because if you're choosing to feel more, you will eventually become aware of it more so, and you'll be it. In saying that, so we're all going through stages in life where we have a choice. We have a choice to face these wounds, and even if we have addictions or we've encountered addictions due to our traumas, there's always a way to integration. So finding the aspects of yourself and becoming whole again, so to speak. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. And I truly believe that. And I also believe that with our will, we can, with our heart's truest desire, ask for divine assistance. So it's up to each and every one of us to go within and really look at our shit. And that's real self-love. That's real self-care. There was a post I posted, and I think a lot of people related to that. Is real love, real self-love and real self-care is the ability to face your own darkness or to face your own shit in order to grow. Yes, yes, absolutely. Towards an understanding of your feelings and finding the solution to recovery is the key. And I'm here to help. And know that there are people who understand you, who have walked in your shoes, who have felt and know your pain. Seek help to heal your sorrow, and know there is joy waiting for you in the most amazing, beautiful, and unexpected places within you and outside of you. You are never alone. Oh, that's amazing. Amen. So it is. So finding people who have the heart wisdom, who have high levels of compassion, that those are the best individuals to find help from. There's the left side of the brain and the right side of their brain, right? We've been hearing this term, right? The more connected you are intuitively, and the more you're able to empathize, I believe you're using more of the right side of the brain, whereas the left side of the brain is more logic and reason, right? Versus the right side of the brain is more intuition and feeling and sensing. So it's about really both hemispheres of the brain and aligning and finding that balance that best serves you, and that will lead you towards living the best and the most fulfilled life that you can reach in this lifetime. It's called conscious evolution. Yes, and that conscious evolution and that awareness can get you to a place where you can find solution and resolution through any addiction and any trauma and wounding. Integration and healing is possible for any of us. Okay? Self. Your journey starts and ends with the self. Isn't that the truth? We're born alone. Technically, we have to journey it alone, right? And when our body dies, we have to journey again alone, right? Alone. We're always guided, and we always have angelic guides with us. But at the end of the day, the actual transformation in this reality and the transformation in and out of this reality at the end of the day is done with our own free will. So your journey starts and ends with the self. A balanced relationship with yourself is the foundation for all other relationships in your life. Balance, acceptance, accepting yourself for who you are, for who you're becoming, for how far you've come, accepting yourself for not knowing better then, but accepting that you know better now, and you're committed and you have the courage to and facing your feelings so that you can continue to grow and reach that fulfillment. Mastering your emotions, guys. Mastering our emotions. so that we don't become the emotion. We just witness the emotion, because our emotions is what holds us prison. Our emotions is what holds us prisoner to our own life. And a lot of times our emotions can be self-sabotaging. Self-sabotaging, yes. Reflect on your life and ask yourself, where have I self-sabotaged in my life? My loved ones, who did I push away that I loved because I was afraid to be hurt? Right? But at the end of the day, you ended up hurting yourself, because no matter how much you put up walls and no matter how much you push the people you love away, at the end of the day, you still end up hurting yourself. So this ego is a big trickster. It's a trickster, it is. And we really have to understand and be able to be aware when our ego's at play and when we're triggered and when others are triggered. And it's about mastering it. So it's a process. And you know what? Everything that's worth reaching for is a process, and it takes effort. Just like any sport. I don't know. A lot of people can relate to sports, right? Practice, 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 practice. Same thing. Practice, practice, practice. Mastering your emotions. Practice not becoming your emotions. Instead, practice just witnessing and then allowing it to flow. And if you feel sad, just allow yourself to feel sad and accept it. Once you accept it, it'll eventually pass. Sad, or if you resist the pain that you're feeling, you suppress it and it'll show its ugly face even worse. Instead, accept that you're in pain. Ask yourself why you're in pain, acknowledge why you're in pain, accept why you're in pain, and then you'll see that things will shift. That's how we get through the process of learning, is accepting versus resisting, because resistance is what causes the self-sabotaging behavior, which is connected to the ego, which is connected to suffering and pain. So at the end of the day, we are our own worst enemies. Yes, we are. But becoming aware of that and knowing what to do with that and how to counteract, changing truly. Okay? A balanced relationship with yourself is the foundation for all the relationships in your life. As you walk the world, be in it, not of it. See yourself with your own eyes, not the eyes of others. Know your truths, goals, and inner challenges. Develop self-reflection. Yes. I always say, every day, take the time. You deserve it. It should be a human need and a daily ritual to reflect on how you're feeling. Because there's always you may have even forgotten about that need to be dealt with, and it's going to surface until you face it, feel it. Oh, I didn't even know I was still worried about that, or that was still there. Okay, well, let me see what this is trying to say. Like, did I miss something that I didn't learn from that situation? Let me think about it. Let me reflect on it. Ask for clarity. And then give yourself some time, and it will come. The answers always do come. You just have to ask. Yeah? Don't react. Just ask. And be true to yourself, and the answers will come. Sexuality. Boom, boom. Own your body before you give it away. Sex is sacred. What's happening right now with our youth, not just the youth, but even, doesn't matter what age at this point. Everybody's so afraid to get hurt and be in pain, and that everybody's scared to be vulnerable. But meanwhile, if you're not vulnerable and you put your walls up, then you're not going to be fulfilled, because you're not allowing yourself to feel, period. When it just becomes an act of sex, it becomes very shallow, very limited with feeling. It becomes just strictly physical. But sexual act and intimacy and the whole act of sex is actually very sacred indeed, if it's done with an open heart, an open mind, and a pure intention. And you'll see the people around you, or if you've experienced it yourself, that eventually get to the point where the shallowness of just sexual contact, just to satisfy pure physical pleasure, is not fulfilling. It's only temporary. You see, so everyone's craving that connection of, not temporary. Everybody's craving that connection of harmonious, deeper vulnerability and openness, but yet everybody fears it. But guess what's on the other side of fear that everybody fears, right? Is freedom, salvation, to be who you are, to speak how you feel, to be open, authentic, especially with the ones you love. That's the best feeling in the world, to be able to express yourself and not suppress anything. That's the best feeling in the world, is to be able to just express in a compassionate way how you truly feel about whatever. Right? So, but we'll all get there, and you'll all get there, and everyone will get there. You just have to make that choice too. Again, destiny comes down to choice, not chance. What is, be true to yourself. Whatever your beliefs or preferences, be true to yourself is not the truth. Sex is one of the most special privileges of being in a body. Be responsible, which means having the ability to respond respectfully to intimacy. Be educated and safe. Choose your partner carefully. Love, consideration, and care need to be there. A lot of people have lost the true meaning of sexual connection, of such an intimate act that really, truly can go so deep, like deep levels of heart and soul connection, added on top of the physical aspect of the creative